Exciting episode of Extraordinary Ordinary Women. I'm Margarita, and I'm excited to be able to share with you stories of ordinary women, women in our community, perhaps even your next door neighbour, women who have had a dream or an idea and followed it through to fruition. Their stories will encourage you, uplift you, and hopefully inspire the seeds of greatness within your heart. Today on Extraordinary Ordinary Women, I'm speaking with Yoko Nakazawa. Yoko grew up in rural Japan, surrounded by tradition, family, and a way of life that had been passed down through generations. But like many women who choose to follow a new path, she eventually found herself leaving behind the familiar and moving to Australia to begin a completely new chapter. While a move across the world can bring excitement and opportunity, it can also bring challenges, sometimes major challenges. Feelings of isolation, uncertainty, homesickness, and the task of finding your place in a culture very different from the one you have always known. So as she navigated those changes and challenges, Yoko turned to something deeply rooted in her past. The traditional art of making miso. What began as a connection to home would eventually become a way of building community, sharing culture, and creating a meaningful life here in Australia. And I'm excited to be able to share with you how Yoko's centuries-old family tradition became her part, her story of resilience, her purpose, and ultimately of finally belonging. Yoko, thank you for joining me today and welcome to Extraordinary Ordinary Women.
Thank you for having me today. Thank you.
Oh, absolute pleasure. So Yoko, before we dive into your story, my listeners are very keen to know where people are located. Whereabouts are you joining us from today?
The little town called Malmesbury in central Victoria. We have 101 people in this little town.
And that
So
one is
beautiful.
very important. The 101 is very important.
Yeah, more than 1,000. Sorry, no, 1,000 plus one. Did I say 100?
Oh, right.
1,000
Yes, you
plus one. Whoops.
I was thinking that was a very small community. So 1,001 in your small community. That's still a small community, relatively so, yes. I think my community here is not much bigger than that, yes. Lovely. Wow, so all the way down there south in Victoria. Yoko, would you take us back, please, to growing up in Japan? Your family, traditions, and the early influences in your life, and then the move to Australia.
I am the youngest one in the family. I have older sister and with parents, so four of us living in the house next to the Japanese pear orchard, and the other side was all rice paddies. So it was always beautiful nature around us. So going to school is adventure, or maybe going back is more adventure because we have so much fun on the way. You can try to get what's the baby of the frogs? The something pole, the black one? Tadpoles.
Tadpoles, yes.
Yeah, we can try to catch them, or we can somebody are working on the shiitake mushroom logs, or we can take some persimmon, or it's so many things happening. So just walking to the school, coming back from the school was so much fun. And my dad was quite strict to the tradition. So in the house, we always follow some event, like certain things to prepare for the certain event. Like New Year's, we have I know lots of decoration, proper decoration, or for the so much events in all through the year. So yeah, we did. For me, that was very normal, but later on, I find it out. Not many family still follow that sort of, maybe
Wow,
we would
right.
say, old things, but my family was like that very quite traditional family.
Well, it sounds to me that you had the freedom of childhood with the beautiful blossoms of the orchard when they were blossoming, and the
Mm.
freedom for children, plus the beautiful memories of tradition. Because from what I've seen of Chinese celebrations, Japanese celebrations, is the beautiful color and just the amount of color. So I think you've had a very blessed childhood. So what took you then to coming to Australia? What moved you to make that choice?
Oh, love. I met Australian man, so that's the reason I'm here now.
Well, I imagine, did you meet in Japan or Australia? Because that would have been a
And
big, you met in Japan and you
yeah,
followed him to Australia.
yeah.
Wow, that's a big step. So once in Australia, I imagine your expectations were somewhat different to the reality. You've gone from a very traditional upbringing to, well, here in Australia, it's very much she'll be right, mate, type thing. Um, and
Yeah.
the language is just so very different. So vast differences. So can you elaborate, please, on how perhaps the reality was different to your expectations?
Well, I didn't expect things will be that different, to be honest. You know, it's Western countries, and then we have Western culture in Japan as well. And I wasn't too worried about moving to Australia to begin with. Maybe I was too brave, but yeah, it was everything was so different, but especially how to behave
Yeah.
with people, or not only language. Language was of course it was an issue, but how to talk to people, how to react, what's the appropriate way to um, say that back, or just to have conversation. I really struggled. And what's the expectation of people for other people type of thing? I don't know. It was so many hidden understanding rules are different, I think.
Absolutely, because as a teacher, I've come across students from various cultures. And just for one example, Australians like to look, we always teach our children, look somebody in the eye. And
Yeah.
sometimes in different cultures, that's a no-no. You don't do that. So to learn the body language must have been very, very challenging. So
Yeah, and it seems like everyone is so confident in this country. It's like so confident.
that's interesting. That's interesting. Yes.
And I don't know, my attitude, or often a lot of Japanese doesn't behave that way. And it just, yeah, it was just I don't know how to explain, but a lot of things are different.
Oh, very much so. Very much so. Yes. So in with those things, I guess finding your place, establishing your place, the culture shock, and perhaps the loneliness too of moving into a new country, because there would have been some disconnection at first.
Mm.
How did all of that lead you to reconnecting with your past with the idea of building your fermentation, your miso business?
Yeah, I didn't plan at all. I still can't believe this become my business as a full-time job. I really can't believe it still. But one thing I did was to make miso when I visit my boyfriend, who is my husband right now. Because I make miso for myself anyway for whole the year.
Right.
So I just wanted to try if that works in Australia as well. So that was like how many years ago? Not 20, but maybe 15 years ago. And I just wanted to do. And then we have to wait 1 year for the outcome.
For it to ferment.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. That's a
So,
very good fermentation. Yes.
yeah, so I just made it and then left. And then after 1 year, I opened the container and found out it was beautiful miso. And I was so happy. So I just shared the happiness through Facebook page. Hey, I made
Yes.
miso in Australia. Yay. Just to share my feeling or express my happy feeling. That's all. And then somebody said, "Oh, do you make miso? Can you sell it to me?" And I thought, what? No, you should make it. Why do you want to buy? You should make it. But that was the really beginning of this journey. And so I just made for myself to test. And then somebody said that. And I thought, oh, really? Somebody want to buy it? Then, okay, maybe for next year, I can make a little bit more than I need.
Oh,
And for
okay. Yes. In my head, I had that you only made the one jar, but you'd made a little bit to be able to start selling.
my 1 year consumption.
Ah, right.
Yeah. But I can't share that. That's for myself. So for the next year, I can make a little bit more so that I have some extra to share with other people.
Yes.
And so started from really small extra. And then
Quantities.
I,
Yeah.
pardon?
Oh, sorry. Keep going. Yes. The internet
Ah,
cut out. Yes.
yeah. And then so I just try to sell the little extra. I couldn't believe people would try to buy it, but it sold out so quickly. And then, oh my God, people want homemade miso. And then, so from this tiny extra to I tried to make more. So that's the beginning. So I never planned to be like this, or I didn't try to use this Japanese food culture to connect myself to Australia. That it wasn't planned, but as a
Yeah.
result of doing this, I found wow, the culture I was grown up with become a strong connection being in Australia with the local people. And that was such a happy thing.
Yeah, okay, that's a beautiful, beautiful story. Two things that just purely by sharing your happiness and joy at the success of making miso for yourself here in Australia, a whole successful business has evolved. And I've forgotten the second point I was going to mention. But that is just, oh, I know, but the
The
universe.
culture
So,
become connection.
yes, and when something is destined, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, threads, it just falls into place. And look how beautifully and simply, dare I say, it was through sharing your joy and happiness that it all evolved. Wow, that is just beautiful.
Yeah, like before this happened, I was so struggling to meet people, to talk to people. I didn't know how to make friends. I just didn't know the way to fit into this community. And that was so simple thing already I had. And yeah, that was the biggest joy, I think.
So you started off with sales on Facebook. How did it evolve from there? Did you go to the local markets?
So my few extra was to go to local school fete.
Yes, yes.
So I saw the sign on the street, like school fete, one table, $20. And then,
Oh,
okay. Then I contact them and then hired one table. I brought my little few jars into my bicycle and then went there and then put just few jars there. And then I just sold out so quickly. And then okay, all my miso has gone. I will go back. That was my first sales. And it was so happy day. Yeah. And then I tried a few different markets since then. But from that, my first very successful school fete market sales to find the right place to sell my miso, it took a while. I tried very different markets, and it was a bit difficult because I didn't know the existence of farmers market. Now I go to farmers market. So before I go to artisanal market or some street market, I was putting my table next to the people who makes jewelries or handbag or something like that. And I realized it was a very different market. So then I went to the farmers market first time. Then, this is the place I should come. All the people are looking for a good quality food.
yes.
So since then, my sales become constant. So there was a little bit of, journey, but now I'm very happy being at the farmers market, and that's my place
As
to be.
there always is, there are learning experiences all the way. I don't think you ever stop learning. And to discover that, selling your product with jewelry and clothing, etc., was not ideal. And then bingo, you're in the farmer's market where it's food, and there you are. Incredible. So you've mentioned one challenge. Every new journey we take, it has its challenges. That's just a part and parcel of the journey. What were some of the other problems or challenges that you faced?
Oh, still facing a lot of challenges.
Yes,
Uh,
yes. Likewise.
One is miso is very heavy. All things, ingredients heavy, cooked rice is heavy, soaking soybeans, and then the volume become almost 3 times. It's so heavy. And then
Right.
carrying these buckets to one place another, or even draining buckets is so heavy. So I was wondering, is this sustainable for my body? How long I can keep doing this for this volume? So that's one thing I have to think about. And I really hated the miso in a plastic bag.
Oh,
And
yes.
but that's always the case in Japan. I
Oh,
really hate it. And so when I decided to sell my miso, I definitely didn't want to sell my miso in a plastic bag or plastic container. So from the beginning, from the first sale, I put my miso into the jar.
yes.
So it's even heavier.
Yes,
Uh,
yes. Yeah.
yes, so that's the heavy weight one thing, how to not to hurt my body. And also, it's a really lucky challenge to have, but I have a lot more demand than I can make. So how to catching up with this demand is another thing. And also, everything is handwork. Like,
Handmade, yes.
how do you say? It's not automation, anything. It's all, I do everything from really beginning to the end. And so much work. Like, I put the paper on the jar and then put strings. It's so many little things and it takes time. So,
Yes.
so how to manage my, everyone's limited time to make everything possible is another challenge. I think everyone has this issue and I am not the only one.
So are you finding solutions to those challenges?
On the way.
On the way.
On the way.
A work in
On the
progress.
way.
Work
Yeah,
in
I think
progress.
I came to my ability of doing all of this came to really hit the, how do you say, hit the edge. So now I really have to do something with it.
So you have your title, Cooking with Koji. Obviously, that's not your name. You obviously then run cooking courses,
Yes.
right? And it's Koji.
Yeah. So people called me Koji because of my business name, Cooking with Koji, and I say, sorry, my name is Yoko. And the reason I used Koji for my business name is Koji is a very, very important element in Japanese fermentation. It's a edible mold, and we use this Koji for making miso, soy sauce, sake, mirin, and rice vinegar, and other Japanese ferments. So very, very important part of the Japanese food culture. And without this koji, I don't think Japanese food culture exists. So with the respect, and I want to share the name, the koji, to the world. So I just use the koji for my business name.
And in your cooking classes, you do other things other than miso?
Yes, I just did 3 courses last weekend. One was miso making workshop and Japanese homestyle cooking, which we use this koji seasoning as well, and Japanese pickles and ferments making. I did that.
Right.
Yes. Sometimes
Yeah.
I do tofu making workshops or
Wow.
all the things. Yeah.
Wow, they sound very, very interesting. And if I was closer, I'd be going because I'm very much interested in fermentation and the goodness, the value of it is to our bodies. Yes. So I just want to touch briefly on, it was interesting when you were saying packing the miso in the plastic bags. That's a very definite example of cultural differences. I know lots of things get packed in plastic bags here, but certainly I've noticed, in videos, whatever that I watch of Japan, there's a lot of transference of foods in plastic bags. So that was quite interesting that you mentioned, selling the miso in the plastic bags. And if I'm correct, you've also launched a book, if I've done my homework correctly.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, very good. And all of those details I'll pop in the description box of the interview at the beginning. So people, if they want to know about your courses or your book, it's all there. So with challenges, with whatever we're choosing to do, there come rewards. What have been the rewards for you along this journey?
Oh, there's so many, so many. Where I had corporate career before I moved to Australia, and the rewards or joy I can get through this business is enormous. So much, it's so good. Of course, there's so many hard things, but so many rewards. One big thing for me is the connection, definitely connection to to community or to people. All the customer I see at the farmers market, they're regulars. They come every month. So I get to know them before the kids were born, when they come with the big tummy, and then now kids are big. It's just I can it's like we catching up every month. So I
How
have so many customers I can connected, and some people invited me for their wedding, or
oh,
all
wow.
my friends are through my business. Even the storeholders, we have different business, but we all being at the same market. So it's almost like a colleague to make that
Yes.
market nice, make it nice market. So we help each other, we get advice, or we help each other. So that's lovely connection as well. And
And
also, sorry,
you keep going, keep going.
and the get the direct feedback from customers are quite amazing. And I know a lot of people have some health issue or gut issue, and then people often tell me they couldn't have food before, but my miso helped them, like to able to start having something from the food. And miso is quite good quality of protein drink. How do you say?
Wow.
Protein drink?
Protein
Yeah,
drink. Yes.
protein drink. And it's already very, very gentle for digestion, because it's already, fermented, and so gentle for your body, but good source of protein. And for somebody who has really fragile body or really difficult to digest food, when I hear my miso really helped their health, it's like, oh, so good to hear. Like my product can help and contribute their health condition is such a big reward to hear. And of
Oh,
course, I have this great opportunity to publish book. It's so many good things happen.
and you mentioned community, and community, no matter what business you are in, community is really important, whether it's the community of colleagues doing similar things to yourself, or the community of the women that you are working with, your clients you're working with. So important. And yes, a light bulb went on when you were talking about the goodness of the miso for your tummy, because yes, I don't know why I didn't realize that before, but I do some fermentation with the knowledge that fermented foods, but the most my food is fermented is for 3 months. So if your miso is fermented for 12 months, my gosh, the powerhouse of goodness in that must be phenomenal.
I, do I have you? Maybe not. Yes. I have one miso pack here, and that's 1 year old miso, and that's 3 years old,
Oh
and
my
that's
God.
5 years fermented. So this is called vintage trio pack, and it's same miso, but 1 year old, 3 years old, 5 years old, all different flavor and colors, and yeah, it's
Wow.
some. Mostly my miso is 12 years old, but
Oh my
there's
gosh.
some older than that.
Wow. Wow, that is just that's amazing. I am so impressed.
So that's another difficulty, because it takes so long. I
Yes.
can't really figure out how much do I need for this one. I have to predict at least 3 years ago to provide 3 years miso for the demand. So
Yes.
sometimes I sold out. That means sold out. At the moment, unfortunately, not my most popular signature product. Brown rice miso all sold out. Sorry. And I just have to say sorry. I can't make like that. I just have to wait. You have to wait too.
But how exciting that you've sold out. That's wonderful.
Yes.
So finally, Yoko, what words of wisdom would you share with the listeners?
Oh, I will say just be yourself is a very strong thing. Even you try to be like that or like that, maybe it's difficult to keep doing. But if you're yourself and that's you, and whatever you do is I think is strong, and then you can keep doing and very sustainable.
And people are attracted to you because of who you are, not because of who you are pretending to be. Yes.
So just be yourself, and probably you feel more confident being yourself.
Absolutely, yes. Yoko, thank you for sharing your experiences, your wisdom, and oh my gosh, your passion and your joy with us today. I
Thank you very
believe
much.
oh, trust me, it was my pleasure. I believe there is something beautiful in the reminder that even during times of extreme change, we carry within us pieces of who we really are. And those pieces can become, quite by accident, as happened with you, can become the foundation for an entirely new chapter. So thank you. Thank you very much, Yoko.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And to everyone watching, I hope Yoko's story has inspired you to reflect on your own journey, the traditions and values that have shaped you, and the strength that can be found in new beginnings. And I look forward to sharing the story of another extraordinary, ordinary woman with you all. And if you enjoy hearing the stories of ordinary women doing absolutely extraordinary things, I invite you to subscribe and join us for future conversations. With heart, Margarita. Thank you, Yoko.
Thank you. Thank you, Margarita.